secluded, high-security location where people run for fitness and to get away from guys with knives, it's the Primetime 2.5-year anniversary celebration. Tonight, we look back at the best of the most entertaining show on television. Hi, I'm George Dorunda, and welcome to our 2.5-year anniversary celebration. And I don't know if you've seen the World Series or maybe even WrestleMania, any show that's been on television in the last 20 years that has been exciting and entertaining, all of a sudden that goes back into second place after tonight's show. And you know, on Primetime, we've had the pleasure of having many, many guests, many segments. So let's take a look back at some of those magical Primetime memories.
If I were in the ring with Hulk Hogan today, this is the truth. You know how long the match would last? About 3 or 4 minutes. I'd get killed.
You're young, George, but you know.
I feel like I'm a very, very fortunate person to say to you that I'm doing something that I love. It's not a job.
It's like a dream come true.
It really is. People say, geez, don't you want to be a head coach and don't you want to do this? I said, hey, I was happy as a good old clam being the coach at Chicopee High, and here I am now sitting every night in front of 16,000, 17,000 people, or better yet, coming back to Boston and sitting on the bench and against the Boston Celtics, and I get a cold chill down my spine every time I walk in that building. So,
well, you certainly don't sound like Willie Nelson.
Thank you. That is a compliment.
Most of the fellows, I believe, I would hurt if I keep on eating.
I don't know, a legend in my own mind.
Makes you laugh and cry. They never have to tell you to smile.
And also on the big show, we'll be talking with pharmacist Peter Porowski. But first, yeah, they like Peter Porowski. But first, my Primetime fan club here.
You might be taking a medication that probably is affecting a fungus on your toenail.
Did Killer Kowalski have an outfit like this?
Certainly not.
Okay.
Yes, we're watching ladies make nightgowns.
Missing a paper.
Is that all we have?
No, you're doing it wrong already.
You can take a couple of these. Oh, wait a minute, there's room up here in the front. Quiet. See, she listens, though. Unlike real kids. Barbie joins the army. And wait a minute, what kind of...
Well, she's 30 years old now.
And is this Barbie when she's 70?
That's... Let's hope not.
One of these big toaster ovens.
there's an old one. It's metal.
And how long have you been into training?
Just this year for Cub Scouts.
Just this year. Do you think you're going to continue?
No. If I could get one for my own house, yes.
Okay, Mom and Dad, he wants one for his own house.
Couple for your stomach, couple for your leg.
Are those the big ones that go into your stomach?
Oh, no. Well, for you, a little bit bigger.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's telling jokes now.
No.
No blood is coming out.
No supposed to be.
Are they fishes or are they fish?
Do you know what it is? It's a tough distinction. If there's one type of fish, okay, one particular species, then it's fish. But if you're talking about a number of different species, then it's fishes.
So here it's fishes.
We have fishes here, but maybe in an individual exhibit, they would be fish in one exhibit if they were all the same type.
I'm glad we cleared that up.
Yes.
But I've never heard such a powerful voice other than my own.
Thank you very much.
But some of us speak louder than we sing.
It's true, too. Singers try to save their voices sometimes, so their speaking voices are very often much softer.
Well, I'm a singer, but there's not much to save for. This is technical information?
Oh, no, George. These are the directions. This is actually my first flight.
You know what?
I did pretty well, didn't I?
Okay, we're coming around the corner.
Yeah, there he is. And there he is. It's Warren Beatty. Mark, I'm so proud of you.
George, there's no comparison. Prime time is sort of...
Well, that's obvious.
Yes. I mean, prime time is on its own scale, in its own place, and then the rest of television is on the other side.
We do stand alone.
You do stand alone. Where's Sam Donaldson, by the way? You've been doing this show now.
I think he wrestled with Killer Kowalski.
Oh.
I thought all I did was contribute to the building of the Carrier Dome. Now I found out that I've contributed to something else.
You know, one year I took Jet Dragon with me. And
why?
We had an empty seat on the plane.
And just as I come about 10 feet off the ground, I didn't fall off, I had to jump off, because if I would have held on, as you look at the wheel, only stands 4 feet off the ground, the wheel would have broke my back in half, it would have smashed me and drilled me right into the ground. I had to know just when not only was I scared holding on to this wheel going around, but I was thinking at the same time, how am I going to get off of this thing in time? And also, when I hit the ground, am I going to be able to roll out of the way to get out of the way of the counterbalance that's about solid steel, going to take my head off if I'm there. If I hit the ground and I'm hurt and can't move, this counterbalance comes about 1 foot off the ground, it's going to smash me. So
Chevy Thunder, a jet-powered pickup truck, it actually has a fighter jet engine in it, and it does what we call a fire and lightning show, and then it does a short blast off at the end. Obviously, it can't run 200 miles an hour with the room we have here, but it puts on quite a show.
We're going to be going on a whale watch. No, I don't mean driving by Chiquette's house.
Get to see the entire whale up close, and up close is really an understatement.
Yeah, I've done the world record for the highest dive 7 times, and my last one was back in '84. It was 172 feet.
Hey, Fred, does the babe come with the car?
She certainly does.
Really?
Because the power of video
correct.
reaches out and touches you. So
I like that. That could be our graphic. Do that again. Now, what would you do to me if you saw me speeding down the highways of Connecticut? Not that I speed. Would I get special treatment now that we've met and we're good friends?
yeah, we'd give you the same treatment we give Dave Letterman.
Wow! A Stars treatment.
Anybody
one of
like
my favorite
Prime
shows.
Time?
Prime Time. We're here.
We're here to Big
and she
with
took it all.
George.
She took it off for me. This looks easy. Piece of cake.
And I love my president, and I love my country, and I'm proud to be an American, and I wouldn't live in any other country.
How does one get started in skiing? What are the basic steps?
Well, the basic steps is to make up your mind that you want to do it. That's the first thing.
I tend to think, and maybe somebody doesn't agree with me, but I tend to think that most of the bands, or a lot of the bands in the polka field anymore, sort of sound alike. I mean, you know, they play the same songs. Until they start singing, you really can't tell a difference between the bands. And I wanted to think of something that was going to make me different from all of these other bands. So whether they liked it or not, when they heard it on the radio or when they come to hear the band in person, they hear that music of the Jimmy Sturr Band, and they know it's the Jimmy Sturr Band.
You want to have
like
your own
it or
unique
not.
sound.
Right.
What, if you ever moved to Florida, what would you do with your 3-ton concrete piano?
Move it very carefully. Actually, did you notice when you came in my backyard, I have a 3-ton concrete organ barbecue that I grill hot dogs and hamburgers on and steaks.
Well, does
They
that,
be on the same flatbed.
That's the same thing as the 3-ton concrete piano.
Exactly.
It was crafted just for you because
Exactly.
I've never seen another one quite like it.
But you're getting it free.
Well, why do you think we're here? To entertain people? To show them what the taste is all about? For the free food. Okay, it's easier if you know the language, right?
When they see the Massachusetts plates, they're probably going to give you a speeding ticket anyway, but...
And there's no helping that.
Right.
Do you wear glasses?
Yes, I do.
Are you wearing them now?
Yes, I am.
The cheese we're selling this year was made in June 1920, June 20th, June 20th, 1990.
And what did you first feel when you first let go, that first time?
Actually, I can't remember a thing between being in the cage and landing.
And your heart was still pumping.
The side of my face was bulging out like this.
And,
hello, Carol.
And she's...
Why? You could use a breath mint.
I was as clumsy as the next guy.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Almost as clumsy as me.
Well, not that clumsy, but...
and obviously there's special training and conditioning. You're not on the George diet.
No. The diet, we're talking about diet is we're on a seafood diet. That means when you see food,
you eat it.
You eat it.
Well, I'm on the same diet. Maybe I'm qualified? Now, nobody knows the recipe except Grandma.
And she died a year ago, so we're in trouble.
Is this the last batch?
That's it.
Have you ever had a better Footsie Wootsie in your life?
I've had better Footsie Wootsies. Longer Footsie Wootsies.
Longer Footsie Wootsies.
And you're very good with that mic.
Hey, we gotta know side comments.
Boy, you're really helping out the sound man over there.
I should put in a good word for Al as well. Al didn't start until he was quite old. He was about 21 at the time, and he had to, needless to say, he had to make quite a comeback.
It's the Mutual Admiration Society here.
Yeah, we do. We both think highly of each other, but we don't think much of you, George. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, we'll see if this is ever gonna air. Well, if that wasn't enough, and by golly, don't you think it ought to be? Hey, we've got plenty more where those came from. We'll be right back.
Every day, we're losing 50,000 barrels of oil, over 2 million gallons of gasoline, to a seemingly unimportant thing. Low tire pressure. Have you checked yours lately? President Bush hopes you'll do your part. Drive smart.
Celebration. And you know, I've been asked, George, why exactly are you doing an anniversary show? And the answer is simple. You see, by using hundreds of clips from past shows, we can now actually simulate one good show. And you know, nothing puts me more in the mood for a party than good food and plenty of it. So let's take a look at some of my own private eating segments. Yes, I just thank God this isn't being televised. Hey, we'll be back with more fun right after this. George.
When I first got my license, every time I left the house, my parents would say, "Remember to buckle up, dear." But I never did. Just didn't seem too cool. Besides, most of the time I was only going around the block. You know how parents are. Always telling you what to do. But you know what? I wish I'd listened. I really do.
Care enough to invite us into their lives and appear on the show, well, they deserve all the abuse that we can give them. And you know, things don't always go perfectly correct here on Primetime. Things aren't always right. Like the time we dealt with breaking unbreakable dishes. And do you think I could do a Primetime test right here?
Absolutely.
Even as we speak.
What?
Hey! Oh.
Right on.
Hey, hey, hey. Look, you're supposed to be paying attention. Very, very clean animals. Hey, get over here.
This one's for you, Walt Solek. Time is for your Kapalusha. I feel like king. Shake a leg. Huh?
He is gonna air that, and you're.
My next guest has traveled farther to be here. Don't tell me I scared you.
Whoa, right, this will be done right on.
Hey!
Oh, hey! This is a day. I'll tell you, this is never going to be done.
He's interning with us here in Prime Time.
Can't find anyone
But
else
let's
to work
start
with
off the
you.
big show. Quiet, Chad. You get your own show someday.
I've been in prison.
Imprisoned?
Yeah.
For that statutory rape case?
Get out of here.
I got really nervous. I'm going, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I just want to kiss him right on the forehead.
Is there anything else you wanted to accomplish?
Not really.
Wow, we didn't even get to zoom in on that one. That was quick. We enjoy your show, George, and
Joe.
Oh, God, I don't know. This is nerve-wracking, Mother. Would you like to join us? This is very difficult.
So I'll do my job. You sit there with the needles in your face.
Well, that was EFO. And what is it? And that was this guy here, George the London, the entertainers. What is it? And with the entertainers,
The Connecticut stand, thank you so much. Why don't you get your own show and I'll heckle you someday? You know, tonight's show is so good.
How good is it?
Okay, we're through with the mic. Because she's never tasted one of these. She thinks they may taste horrible. You see us, we'll see. Oh, shut up, you little punk.
You need a makeup man here. I'm sweating.
How long was that? Was only about 18 minutes, wasn't it?
Can I stick a couple in? Where can you go from here?
See, I've been here 18 years.
Underneath. Yes, Shh, shh, quiet.
It's amazing. He do it. No, they're not.
Don't say that!
That polonia, which you would hear on TV, but aspirin good for, excuse me. Aspirin is deadly.
Here on Prime Time.
It's Reflection performing I'll Be With You.
Waiting for you, Mark. Favorite groups here.
It's Reflection performing I'll Be With You.
Waiting for you. God, Mark. Come on. By the way, where can they send the gifts, Mark?
Well, they can send them right here. Got a card right here. Wait. George, you did one.
Well, we'll have as our guests Gary Sladek and his Wheel of Death.
Stunt car driver Tim Chitwood.
Ah!
This is entertaining, better than the documentary itself.
Right.
Is this going good so far?
By the way, when you call and request these bulbs, make sure you ask for Jack.
Chitwood? Chitwood.
Not Chitwit. You said Chitwood. It's Chitwood. Our guest.
Stunt car driver, Tim.
Been waiting for.
But nothing beats my.
Nothing beats my money.
This is probably the second biggest night of my life. The first being, oh, I can't mention that. So if the people want to get these type of bulbs, they can call Jack.
Hi, I am George the Runda. Quiet. Don't push your luck. Do you have as big a mouth as your dad?
Yeah.
Who is our Air Force expert? Wait a minute, he's hiding, he's running.
Solid axle too. And
What are you doing here? Go from a 2 to a 1.
I'm glad we have this protective padding.
Keeps the rocks out of your back if you splat.
Even fat men might be here. Ooh. And we'll be back with more Prime Time right after this. What a lovely thought. Yes, wasn't that special? Hey, we have to go away one more time, but we'll be back.
We pledged our allegiance to it when we were young. We studied its importance when we were in our teens. We sing its praises at every sporting event. We display it when we celebrate, lower it when we mourn, and honor our heroes with it when they've fallen. It stands for what we are and what we believe in. How we treat it says a lot about us.
Yes, my name is Ralph Emery, and welcome back to Nashville Now. No. But seriously, in the past few years, I've had the extreme pleasure of working with and introducing some of the finest musical talent around today. So let's take a look back at some of these fine performers.
Come on, shake your body, baby, do that conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer. Come on, shake your body, baby, do that conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer.
Playing our favorite song. Come on, sweetheart, dance along. Hey, pretty girl, oh, won't you dance with me? The band is playing our favorite song. Come on, sweetheart, dance along. Hey, pretty girl, oh, won't you dance with me?
Someday I hope to make it mine of mine. And he's neat and not so sweet. Just the way he looks at me knocks me off my feet. Ooh-wee, you want to come and see how we walk, yeah, yeah. Ooh, and how we talk, yeah, yeah.
I used to like to ride on the craziest horse, one that went up and down. Is it any wonder then I so often get the yen to go riding the merry-go-round? Around and around you go, around and around you go. What a thrill when the band begins to play. For a dime you can ride your blues away.
So put down the sounds, get on the streets, and join all of us who know that in our hearts and in our souls is where you'll find our truths. Yeah, put down the sounds, get on the streets, and join all of us who
But I'm still here with my heart laid, giving you everything I know. Hey, you don't know if you don't like me. This tune will tell you how I feel. Then you can sit around and judge me. We're still around and we're for real. You know, give me a chance. Come into my heart, tell me, darling, we'll never lie. I need you, darling, so come with me. Won't you?
from a distance.
Just about wraps up our primetime 2.5-year anniversary celebration, and what a celebration it's been. And I'd like to thank all you folks at home, everybody who's been involved with the show for the last few years and helped to make primetime the most entertaining show on television. And you know, you don't have to feel embarrassed about watching primetime. It's more than your right. It's your responsibility. Don't let the world of primetime pass you by. Get involved. And what's this? We have a late breaking notice here. Hey, we've just heard from government officials, because of the high success of tonight's anniversary show, there will be no school tomorrow. Good night, everybody.
This doesn't scare you. Just wait.
The doctor will see you now.
One night a year ago, Vanessa got high with some guy and forgot everything she learned about preventing AIDS. Now her life is the horror show. AIDS. Another way drugs can kill.